Why do we feel the way we do? Why does the world insist on answers when we're still sitting with the questions? If you've ever felt out of step, overwhelmed, or unsure what's really true, you're not broken. The signal isn't very clear. I'm Beverly, a counsellor, a lecturer, and a woman still figuring it out. This podcast is an exploration of what it means to feel deeply, messily, honestly, in a world that too often discourages that. Look around you, what you see, the news you consume, the slogans you hear, the ideas you share. Are they really yours? Or are they echoes, copies, repetitions designed to feel familiar, to feel safe? There's a hidden force at work here, one you don't see, but your brain knows well. It's called a heuristic, a shortcut your mind takes to save energy. When faced with endless information, your brain doesn't analyze every word. Instead, it asks one simple question: does this feel familiar? If yes, then it's probably true. If no, it's dangerous, uncertain, to be avoided. This shortcut is a lifeline, but also a trap. Because the more you hear something repeated, the more your brain believes it, regardless of whether it's fact or fiction. This is called the illusory truth effect. It's not stupidity, it's survival. Your mind is wired to seek safety in repetition, to prefer the comfort of the known. But what happens when this heuristic is hijacked? When those in power or those seeking power flood your world with recycled messages, slogans, memes, political catchphrases, crafted not to inform but to manipulate, to bypass your critical thinking and directly shape your fears, your hopes, your very identity. That's not a theory. This is happening now. Your emotional response, the feelings you get when you see that phrase or hear that slogan, or the systems at work. Dopamine and oxytocin flood your brain when you feel included, understood, validated. It's pleasure. But it can also be the poison that blinds you. And when those heuristics are challenged, when new facts threaten your safe mental shortcuts, the brain resists. Stress hormones like cortisol surge. Your system screams danger, reject. This is why truth is so hard to change. It's why confrontation alone fails. But understanding your brain's shortcuts, is the first step to reclaiming your mind. You are not dumb, you are human. And this knowledge is power, because once you see how the mirror is cracked, once you understand the machinery behind the mask, you can choose to look beyond repetition, beyond manipulation, to what is real. This isn't just about ideas or slogans. It's about your right to exist as your true self, unfiltered, uncoerced. So before you accept the next viral idea, the next viral phrase, ask yourself, is this mine or just a copy pasted for convenience? If it's the latter, what price am I paying for repeating it? Because this is not just a copy and paste society, it's a battlefield for our very identities. And the fight begins with you. Now, let's explore why repetition feels so comforting. Why, even when we sense manipulation, we still cling to these recycled ideas. It's because our brains crave certainty. In an ever changing, complex world, certainty offers security. That's why heuristics don't just save energy, they soothe anxiety. They tell us This is safe. This is normal. This is right. But there's a catch. To create certainty, society often needs a common enemy, a target to focus on, to unite against, to simplify our fears and frustrations. Historically, this common enemy has been anyone who looks, thinks, or lives differently. It could be based on race, religion, sexuality, or increasingly gender identity. And here's the pattern. The same tactics, the same slogans, the same narratives are copied and pasted from one context to another, from one culture to another, from one country to another. They require little effort to localize because the emotional triggers they pull are universal. Fear, disgust, anger, exclusion. This recycled common enemy is convenient for those seeking power. It divides us, distracts us, and blinds us to who really benefits. But what about the individuals caught in the crossfire? Those who become these common enemies. They aren't just abstract targets, they are real people. Real lives threatened by repeated, copied narratives that strip away their dignity and erase their identity. And here's the cruel irony. The very tactics that manipulate us, the repetition, the emotional shortcuts, make it harder for us to question these narratives. We see what we expect to see, we feel what we expect to feel, and we reject any idea that challenges the comfort of our heuristic shortcuts. This cycle feeds itself until society isn't a diverse mosaic, but a copy and paste collage of recycled fears, recycled hate, recycled lies. But it doesn't have to be this way. Recognizing these psychological forces, understanding our brain's vulnerabilities, gives us the power to break the cycle, to see beyond repetition, to reclaim the humanity behind the headlines and slogans, to resist being a copy and instead becoming an original. Now, let's face the consequences of this copy and paste society. When everything becomes a repeated script, slogans, memes, political catchphrases, authenticity fades, trust between individuals erodes. We lose the richness of genuine dialogue, replaced by rehearsed lines and predictable divisions. This weakens the very fabric of society, our sense of belonging, our respect for difference, our capacity for empathy. It reduces us to pawns in a game designed to benefit a small few, those who profit from division, from fear, from instant gratification. Consumers' greed drives this. We crave quick fixes, viral moments, easy answers, and in our rush, we hand over control of our beliefs and emotions to whomever knows how to hack our heuristics. But here's the truth. This is not inevitable. We have the power, each of us, to challenge the copy and paste culture, to pause, to question, to demand depth, nuance, and authenticity, to refuse to be manipulated by recycled fears and empty slogans, to embrace complexity, diversity, and truth, because our dignity, the dignity of every person, depends on it. Because our shared humanity demands it. And as you watch this video, and others like it, remember this. You are not just a consumer of content. You are a guardian of truth, a builder of connection, a force for change. Push back against the copy and paste society. Choose thought over repetition. Choose empathy over division. Choose life over fear. So now that we've uncovered the powerful role of heuristics, those mental shortcuts that shape how we think, feel, and decide, it's time to turn the lens back on ourselves. The truth is, we all rely on repetition and familiarity to make sense of the world. not a failing. It's how our brains conserve energy. But this natural process is being exploited, manipulated to shape what we believe, who we trust, and ultimately how society functions. Here's the challenge: awareness alone isn't enough. To break free from this copy and paste culture, we need to test these ideas in our own lives. That's why I'm inviting you to take part in a simple experiment right here in the discussion and on this channel's community tab. Answer a poll, take a quiz, reflect on your core beliefs, and share your experiences. These aren't just exercises, they're your first step toward reclaiming your thinking. Ask yourself, which beliefs have I accepted because they felt familiar, not because they were true? When was the last time I challenged an assumption instead of repeating it? And crucially, how do my emotions guide or mislead my judgment? These questions are not about guilt or blame, they're about empowerment. Together, we can expose how repetition and heuristics are used to manipulate society and, more importantly, how to resist it. This is about preserving dignity, fairness, and truth in a world increasingly built on recycled ideas and shallow mimicry. So before you scroll on or hit share, again, pause. Engage with the community. Your attention and critical thinking are the real antidotes to a copy and paste society. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Stay with me as we dive deeper in future videos. Remember, the power to change the narrative lies not in the loudest voices, but in the sharpest minds willing to question. Let's start that journey together. To end this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. It costs nothing and is a good first step to joining a community here. The choice is yours.